Okay, I'll just say a few very brief words on behalf of the Wilderness Society. Just to add briefly to what Chappelle and Brian have said, I suppose the perspective that we wanted to put on it today was around the Indigenous values and of the area, and the fact that this proposal says quite explicitly that the proposal to create the national park should only be done with the consent of the traditional owners. And we now have statements from some of the senior TOs for that area in support of it, so hopefully those negotiations could be very productive. But there is now provision under the Conservation and Land Management Act for joint management of conservation reserves with traditional owners, and to the best of my knowledge there is no conservation reserve in southern WA that is currently the subject of negotiations for joint management under those recent amendments to the CALM Act to allow for it. So whereas in the Kimberley you have the rollout of some huge new marine parks and terrestrial parks that do involve formal joint management agreements with traditional owners and the creation of Indigenous rangers groups for those areas, which is a fantastic outcome, and it's now employing over 100 people in the Kimberley. No such initiative seems to be underway in southern WA, and we believe that this is an outstanding opportunity for the government to replicate in the south what's happening already on a very large scale in the north, and that is to say, let's create a new national park, but let's do it under a separate process involving consent and involving formal joint management with the traditional owners. And we think there are obviously great opportunities in doing that to reconnect traditional owners with their country, and also obviously to create employment, and also to put in place some very important management in these areas which are currently largely unmanaged. So there's a great opportunity there, and we hope and trust that this government will see the value and potential in doing that in this particular part of southern WA, and hopefully many other parts of southern WA in the years ahead. So those are just some additional thoughts from the point of view of the Wilderness Society, and I'm now going to hand over to Simon to do the official launch.